Okay, all right, people, mics are hot. Ready when y'all are.
Yeah.
Okay, take a seat. I got these. I'm going to get these out of your way. All of these mics are working. You should only have to worry about picking up these.
Okay.
That should be fine.
What?
Yours questionable.
Oh.
Want to switch?
No blooper reel though if this goes crashing.
Mine
Listen.
is yeah, it is our camera.
Oh, we got a good view
Oh.
of it if you do go now. See that?
We're on the camera. Oh, okay. You guys are spinning in this. Yeah, no. My turn. I was like looking like this. It's freezing. I like it. I'm cold. It's good. Spider-Man.
Oh, y'all's practice, so hot outside the kids?
Very hot. Yeah. Or it was supposed to be colder. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be like 80s. See, it's supposedly 86 while we were practicing. No.
Good. Go live.
When months?
It's 88 right now. Feels like 90.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's weird.
I know
What?
because it rained.
That's not
Oh my
funny.
God,
I really hope that no songs fall out of that.
Massaging.
Blue today.
Yeah, what is this?
Look at us.
Clean.
Look at us. Yeah, we're matching. Okay,
Great.
don't look at the pants.
Well coordinated and professional, right?
I didn't get the pants memo. I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right, we are good to go. So, wave at the camera. That's the stream, hi guys. Then this is it, officially the first coaches show of the 2025 fall semester. So, and you guys came here just from a practice. All right, well, it'll kind of be like what we've done in the past. Some of you have done an interview with me before. So I apologize if I ask some of the same questions starting off, but usually when I do these, I like to give people a foundation to work with, a chance to get to know you guys as players. So if you will, we'll go down the line, kind of like we did at those media days. Just introduce yourself. Introduce yourself for the players, a grade and position. Coach, you just tell about what you're coaching.
You need to pick it up, or are we good?
Yeah, pick it up.
Okay. I'm Coach Booker Blakely. This is my second year at Bethany High School, my 14th year coaching softball, and just looking forward to a really great season.
My name's Emma Lexton. I'm a senior and I play second in outfield. My name is Madison Bibbs. I am a senior and I play catcher in outfield.
My name's Jada Davis. I'm a senior and I pitch. My name's Paige Segrist. I'm a senior and I pitch.
All right, thank you guys, thank you. And yeah, I just mentioned, but you guys came right from practice. We talked a little bit about it before we officially began, but it's already hot out there. That rain didn't cool it off for very long. Bill's character, right, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, this is our first full week with outdoor practices, afternoon practices. So getting used to that heat and acclimating ourselves to that is definitely an important thing going into the season. Because, in August, especially if you play on turf or anything, it can get warm pretty quick. So being acclimated to that type of thing is definitely a necessity for us to be successful.
Yeah, very quick, and it doesn't look like it's going to cool off anytime soon, y'all. So yeah, get used to it. But yeah, I mean, officially now we can say 1 week out from the first game of the regular season, right? So first, I'll get just the general idea. How are we feeling? Getting ready for it. This is our last full week of practices, and then y'all start playing.
Well, for me, it's I never feel prepared. Like it's always there's something else we can do to be ready for it. So, but they've been working really hard. We've asked of them. We've had a couple scrimmages under our belt so far. We got a couple more this week. But yeah, we're trying to build to where we're ready come next Tuesday for sure. It's an important district contest as well.
All right. Ladies, how are y'all feeling about it?
Honestly, I'm excited for our season to finally officially get started. I feel like this season's going to be a really good one for us, especially with the players that we had coming in. And I feel like just the way practices have been going, that it's going to go really well for us.
Yeah, and I've gotten to come out and interview you guys a few times, and every time I've done it, you mentioned you're very happy with the players you've got coming in. You're very happy with the squad you've got. I can tell just from your enthusiasm, that it's going to be a fun year. You've basically gotten everybody that watches these excited for the upcoming season. So trust me, I know. All right, so when I came out, and this is what I want to start getting into some more of the finer details when it comes to the softball and the practices and the games. So I came out, the last time we got to see the end of a practice, you guys were doing a little bit of a competition, working on reaction time, hands, and a little bit of pitch selection. Going into this last week before that first game, is there something that you are pushing, something specific, a skill, a concept with the practices, and something you four feel like you would want to work on this week?
For me, it's we try to compete almost every practice in some form. That's what this is all about, man. Just competing, and finding a way to win against your opponent. And so far, it's against each other, but next week we have to do the real thing, competing against other people. So it's just putting them in situations that a little bit of pressure, especially some of our young ones that are maybe new to the high school program or people that maybe haven't been relied on as much. Just seeing what they're made of a little bit and seeing how they can get to the point where they understand what type of pressure might be coming at them in the upcoming week. So it's definitely something that we always try to do to put in all of our practices and get better at it.
And y'all the same question. Anything you're working on?
I think hitting in the important situations, like when we have runners on base, runners in scoring positions, like gotta put the ball in play, do something about it.
All right, clutch RBI chance.
Yeah.
The pitchers, anything specific?
Don't walk people.
Throw strikes.
Yeah, don't throw a pitch down
On 0-2.
on it.
That's a good one.
That's important.
That sounds like there's a little bit of a story behind that. You're hitting at it. Can we get a little bit of an explanation? Or is it touchy subject?
Yeah, a girl hit a really good ball off me. And I threw it right down the middle. One of those. It's bad.
I'm sorry to bring up bad memories. Yeah, that's pretty good advice, though. For all those young players out there, try to stay away from middle 0-2.
Yeah.
Probably should try to stay away from middle at most counts.
Yeah.
All right. But that's enough about that. Coach, you mentioned those competitions. Is it competitions as in games, or is it competitions as in, like we talked about, scenarios, runners in scoring position?
It's a little bit of both. Because not only are we put them in sometimes where it's competition, kind of them against us, as a maybe coaching staff, like trying to avoid a consequence or some sort of punishment at the end. Or sometimes it's against each other. Last week we had one where I think that all we did in the fielding part was just have everybody compete against each other. And if you're one of the first ones out, your punishment might be a little bit longer than some of the people that make their way through a little farther. And it helps build, because I think that's a big thing for us is just building into that. And learning how to win sometimes can be tough, and so it's not something we definitely think we're doing.
And to you guys, piggybacking off that question, is there a competition you have really enjoyed more so than the others, and then the flip side of that coin, hated more than the others?
I personally do not like the competition that he was talking about.
Just because she didn't win.
That's pretty good reason, I think.
I would probably have to say the same, because I got myself running foul balls for like really long time.
It was so bad. I did not have to run foul balls.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. That one was fun. I didn't have to run. It was fun.
I ended up
We're
having
result-oriented.
Okay, I got hit in the shin, and that's why I had to run. Literally hit right off my shin. So
Got hit in the shin, still had to run it out. Again, it's the building character part, right? I came out to that one practice, and y'all were pushing sleds after the end of it. Is that something you do a lot when you're indoors?
We have before. Not so much this year. I think that was probably not the one and only time so far, but it's definitely something that we have incorporated before into our. We haven't had to have as many indoor workouts. We haven't had one that day, so. But we definitely incorporate that into it when we're inside for sure.
That's good, yeah. Hated doing sleds. Tell y'all that right now. Hated sleds. Whatever reason we were doing it. But let's go back to the questions here. I've got a full list right now, so it's going to be it's going to be a fun show. For the players, have you noticed a little bit of a change in the atmosphere, a change in the approach going into this week? now that that game is looming on the horizon?
We've done a little bit more of like the full infield. I think just trying to figure out where everybody fits, probably.
Great.
That's the fan favorite interview answer. I agree with what they said. That's
There's no debate going on here for sure.
Hey, we'll get there. Don't worry. In a future coaches show.
Yeah, say.
Yeah. Okay, that took me off track because I totally forgot what I was going to ask next. I'll come over. Oh, yes. 27 outs, or 21 outs, or whatever we're doing. Also.
Yeah, say, as you can tell, it's probably one of their favorites. That's a drill that it's not original to me. Obviously, I picked it up a few years ago, and kind of just goes back to other things we talked about, pressure and dealing with focusing when you're tired. There's nothing worse than getting 13, 14 outs into that, having a mistake made, and then having to start over. And then that very next person makes another mistake. Well, here we go again. We have to go run another triangle. And, it goes back to building character and building a little bit of mental toughness and maybe some physical toughness along the way. And, I think it also helps you find leaders, too, who's going to step up and try to lead in that situation when everybody's down on themselves a little bit or maybe down on one person. But, who's going to step up and lead your team in that moment. So that's something that's always good to see, too.
And you pointed out a couple aspects I want to touch on later into the show as well with the leadership and the focus, things like that. When we were talking about the competition and the fielding, kind of had a guess that it might have been one like that. So I wanted to take a stab in the dark because, I played, not fun. I hit it into the corner a lot. It's bad. But on this show, we got an hour-long show today. We're already 2 minutes into it. We'll be taking breaks roughly every 12 minutes so we can go back and post and throw in some commercials and do all the broadcast stuff. So during that break, y'all feel free to grab food, grab a drink, whatever y'all need to do. But I've got just one more question here. And I guess it'll be a nice transition to what we're going to do next. That leadership aspect. Again, it's a question I've asked before. But coming into this season, a lot of players' final years. And again, with that good freshman class coming in, what is the way you are leading them into the beginning of the season? This is for both coach and players.
I feel like definitely for the freshmen, it's just encouragement. That goes a long way, especially the freshmen, allowing them to build up confidence and be able to be confident. Know it's okay to make a mistake. You're learning still. We understand that because we were once in their shoes also.
Leading by example. Don't tell them hustle when you're not hustling. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree with what both of them were saying. It's definitely an encouragement because freshman year is terrifying. It's scary, and if you there's 7 seniors on the team this year, and I feel like if we're all encouraging and all being super kind and nice to the freshmen, then it just makes it all more enjoyable for everybody.
I agree with all they say.
3? Don't worry, I will lose count of that very quickly, so don't worry about it. But encouragement, you're right, it does go a long way, and leading by example is a good touch. They're looking to you guys. They really are for that leadership, for that example. So it's good to see that y'all have got a good idea of what you need to be for them. It can be tough. Yeah, coming into high school. And I assume a lot of those freshmen coach had big aspirations as well.
I mean, you hope so, right? I mean, that's what you want out of them. You don't want anybody just to show up meek and mild. You want them to show up and maybe have that little bit of an attitude, have a little bit of I'm going to make my way on the field, whether it happens or not. You want that type of attitude. Going back to the leadership side of things, I think leadership for them, for the older ones, shows up in multiple ways. Not even necessarily maybe even on the field. Sometimes it's how we get ready for practice or how we make sure we have everything. Or, just all these little things that don't maybe seem like a big deal to maybe the young kids at the time, but the smoother the ship runs, the better off you are. And I think that's a lot where the leadership shows up, not necessarily even just on the field. This is one of my best players. They must be a leader. That's not how it works. It's how they keep the culture and the tradition, so to speak, of our program going in the right direction.
People picking up equipment, right? I get it. Hey, we're coming up on our first break of the show. That first segment went by pretty quick, y'all. That's pretty good. And I got to tell you about some of our sponsors that are making this possible. Obviously, big thank you to C&J Sporting Goods, our venue for the night. They're always great. Every time we come by here, they treat you well. And the food today is brought out by Pizza Hut, the one over on the Expressway, 5565 Northwest Expressway. They're doing a fundraiser right now where you can get 20%, I believe this is 20% off if you come in and say you're supporting softball, bring by this flyer. I think they're also donating some of those proceeds to the Warwickers Fire Department. So that's good for them. So a big thank you to Pizza Hut. We're going to send it to our first break of the show. Again, ladies, feel free to grab some food. Coach, you too. And I will come back in a few minutes.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods.
Step up to the next level at Coyote Pond, home of the $20 FFL transfer. Coyote Pond at 5804 Northwest 63rd and MacArthur makes the difference in customer service with a selection of just about everything with top dollar loans and rock bottom prices. Locally owned and operated, Coyote Pond is the destination headquarters for Bethany, Yukon, and Oklahoma City, and the home of the $20 FFL transfers. Call 405-470-7999 or go to coyotepond.com. That's 405-470-7999 and coyotepond.com.
Apple Tree Antique Gallery sets in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway and is the home of the Gotta Have It, with over 70 vendors and spacious shopping. Always celebrating the third weekend of the month with special. Apple Tree Antique Gallery is locally owned and operated with the hometown Bethany flavor and tradition. Call 495-0602 and check out the Gotta Have It Apple Tree Antique Gallery.
M&T Septic and Backhoe is your call for septic installation, pumping, and repair needs. M&T Septic and Backhoe has been installing septic systems for over 25 years. From home builders to homeowners, from old-fashioned septics to aerobic systems and lift stations, give M&T Septic and Backhoe a call at 405-387-9353. A call for all your septic systems, storm shelter, or utility needs, offering free estimates and willing to work with you on all projects. Call 405-387-9353. M&T Septic and Backhoe.
Grandview Windows and Doors is a proud sponsor of the Bethany Broncos and a part of the community serving all of Oklahoma City area with a mission to provide our customers exceptional window and door solutions. Locally owned and operated, Grandview Windows and Doors is your window and door specialist. Drop on by our showroom to get the latest colors, styles, and special pricing just in time for the fall. Call 405-787-0230 and visit us on Facebook, Grandview Windows and Doors.
Creative Faces Permanent Makeup and Med Spa is the place to go for high-quality, professional microblading, makeup corrections, coloring, and much, much more. Creative Faces is over at 4107 North Council Road in Suite E3, and you can call them at 405-818-5751. Look for lip color sales on their Facebook and Instagram pages, and remember Creative Faces when you need the help of the pros. As we look ahead to the fall and the parties and celebrations it brings, remember Floral 23 when you need flowers, gifts, suits, and more. Floral 23 is out at Yukon at 300 South Ranchwood Suite 1, and you can reach them at 405-603-5280. They also have a website, floral23flowers.com, so take a look at their beautiful selection of fresh and soaked flowers, perfect for any occasion. That's Floral 23 in Yukon at 300 South Ranchwood, Suite 1.
What are laws on immigration? Contact Tipton Law Center in Oklahoma City at 405-209-1925. Melissa Tipton Duncans has the passion with experience with a solid foundation of knowledge in immigration law. The Tipton Law Center is located at 5909 Northwest Expressway at MacArthur and will also take cases in family law, criminal law, international law, adoptions, or readoptions. For immigration law, contact attorney Melissa Tipton Duncans at Tipton Tipton Law Center, 405-209-1925.
The parking lots are full because it's always a celebration at Toledo's Mexican Restaurant in Yukon at 1227 Garth Brooks Boulevard in the Chisholm Shopping Center with a traditional flair of Mexican casual dining where your meal always begins with complimentary chips, cheese, and salsa. Then a lengthy menu selection from fajitas, tacos, enchiladas, fish tacos, and so much more. You don't have to be shy at Chilinos. Ask for our daily specials and finish your meal with our sopapilla or pick something from our dessert menu. Oklahomans have chosen Chilino's Mexican Restaurants in Yukon at 1227 Garth Brooks Boulevard in the Chisholm Shopping Center. Call 405-350-2006.
Yeah, it was this morning.
Y'all about ready to go again?
Make her gear coming.
I feel like she's good at it. You're low-key good at this. You use big words.
Yeah, all I say is I agree.
Yeah, all you said is I agree so far.
Okay, because I said more words, but I just said I agree too.
Yes.
I think that's a
agree
good
with
idea.
Softball good.
What you say?
Yeah, what she said.
All right, folks. All right. We are sitting back down for segment number 2 of our first coaches show of the year. Again, a big thank you to softball for coming out and doing this. It's been a lot of fun so far. We're only down one segment. And before we get back into the discussion, I got to tell you again about some of the people making this happen. C&J Sporting Goods, 6604 Northwest 38th Street, our great venue for the day. They are locally owned and operated, veteran owned and operated. This store is really the heartbeat of Oklahoma. This is the definition of what locally owned and operated is and really should be. And of course, our food today provided by Pizza Hut over at 5565 Northwest Expressway. Call them at 405-722-2300. And if you do stop by, you can grab yourself a flyer, and 20% of your benefits will go to the War Acres Fire Department. That's on Wednesday, August 6th. Big thank you to everybody making this happen. Ladies, I saw y'all eyeing those wings in our break. We're digging into those in this next one.
Maybe.
You're sneak dissing her right now.
Say it into the mic, y'all.
We were just
Oh,
talking
no way.
about you.
Surprise guess? All right, that's fine. Getting back into this, I want to talk a little bit more about you guys individually. So I think we said what name, grade, and position, and did all that. But I wanted to ask you guys personally, do you watch a lot of pro sports, pro softball, anything like that? Do you have a favorite team, college?
I went to the AUSL, the New Softball League game, Norman. Wasn't super hyped yet, but it's getting there. But I like Sam Landry. She's really good. She controls the zone really well. Her changeup's great.
Low-key, I'm not into pro softball as much, but when it comes to college sports, definitely keeping an eye out just on any team. I mean, they're good role models, especially growing up. My family we're Texas Longhorns fans, so
Oh, no.
yeah, we're
You
in
hear
enemy,
that?
we're in enemy territory here. So
I mean, I don't really watch professional sports because I don't think it's as exciting as college. But Boomer Sooner. That's all I have to say.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I went to the Spark games and they weren't super hype yet, but I think it'll get there. And yeah, it's growing. And my family likes Florida. Well, I like Florida, so I make them like Florida. But
No, that's very fair. And Boomer Sooner, can't say too much to you. You have the number 1 ranked football team and the champion softball team. You guys, we've been keeping up with the AUSL a little bit on all of our shows. It does seem like a lot of fun, and obviously a lot of OU alumni in there. So I am really excited to see how that grows. I'm going to try and find a chance to get out to a game one of these days, I think. But it'll be fun. I would really enjoy doing that. So glad y'all are watching the pro softball. All right, and I didn't get to ask this in the first segment, but I wanted to ask y'all, how were your weekends after we did all that media day stuff? Get to chill on Sunday?
Well, like I say, this Sunday I got to deal with my own son and his baseball team getting together. So no rest for the wicked, really. You know, it's, I hope that most of them, maybe do take a couple days off because we're how hard and heavy we're about to hit it and how hard and heavy they hit it during the season. Travel all the summer. So I'm hoping that all their athletes hopefully are not too busy. Get some time off and you take advantage of it for sure.
I went shopping. I went shopping and then I took a nap on Sunday. It was great. I loved it.
Yes, tax-free weekend, we're all out shopping. I ran into a lot of people I know, including her. I ran into her at the mall on Saturday, and that's about it.
Yeah, I went to the mall. I went to all the malls. And then, yeah, I saw a lot of people I knew. Me, Alyssa, and then I saw Biz. Yeah, just everyone.
I'm going shopping next weekend. This weekend I just slept the whole time, I think.
I should have gone shopping. Everybody's talking about this tax-free weekend. I missed out, y'all.
It was
I should've
good. It was busy.
But-
It was good.
I can't say I also slept on Sunday. I took a nap and I woke up at like 9:50 at night. I wasn't sure if I was in the future or still on Sunday. That's true. That's true. Good pull. Good pull. All right, let's get back into the softball talk. So we've gone through your practices leading up. Coach, I wanted to ask you from the coaching side, what does your process of building a practice plan look like?
During the preseason, it's just there's kind of a checklist of different things that we need to cover as a team, and whether that be first, third type signals or bunt coverages or sometimes hitting some of the fundamentals. You hope by the time they get to you as a high schooler that they have a lot of those kind of down, but refreshers never a bad thing. So that's a lot of our preseason, and then just kind of building up slowly. We kind of go early, either early in the morning or late at night when we first get started, so kind of avoid that heat a little bit, and then we kind of start building back into that as well. Just what do we need that day as a team or maybe as individuals, and then we kind of build around that. I do like to try to keep it pretty consistent time wise. I don't like randomly spring 3.5 hours on them. All of a sudden, that's not good for them or me. And just making sure that the time that we're out there, we're using it wisely. And I think we did a pretty good job of that.
Right, it sounds like it from what I can tell. You sound like you're very thorough in your planning. And you girls, have you gotten the chance to do player less leading up to this first game? Any chance to go out and run a practice yourselves?
No.
That's fair. I mean,
I probably controlled that a little too much. I don't know how that would go too well. But I'm sure they could probably handle it if they did.
they're probably good. They're a good group. Yeah, well, I can't compliment you if you're all shaking your head. That kind of goes against what we're going for. No, I did that in college. We did player less. That was a mess. Okay, they're probably way better than our college group was. All right, and our last question for this segment, because this one is pretty live we're getting into, but I want to end on a heavier question. Going into this, there's a lot of, again, high hopes for this season. There's a lot of goals y'all want to achieve. So how do you individually handle playing under the pressure that you might put on yourselves and the pressure of playing for the team?
I feel like just it being our senior year, it already feels like there's a lot of pressure, and I feel like just reminding yourself every day, like this game is supposed to be fun, ultimately lifts a bunch of pressure, but it also allows you to go out and just do what you know, how to do what you've been doing all your life, and it's just like something like it just reminds like this is supposed to be something fun, like this is the game you know, not win. So.
And I think if you just go out and like do your best and you don't achieve what you wanted to achieve, like you can just know that you put your best no matter what. It's just the way I think about everything.
And I feel like with the pressure wise, like at practices, like it's not like super pressured, but like we like do like high stakes things. We do the competitions, and so I feel like the games aren't as full of pressure. But yeah, like what they said, just having fun with it and like knowing that like you fell in love with this sport, so there's no need to put so much pressure on it.
Yeah, I just feel like really going out and trusting your teammates to have your back in anything and just having fun.
For me, growing up though, my dad was always one of those people who'd be like, would you rather make a mistake being timid or would you rather make a mistake knowing you gave your all. And I feel like that's something like a mindset, like it's okay to make mistakes. Like pressure is one of those things where it causes you to make mistakes being scared. Just being like, oh, did I give myself 100%? That's something like a motive to push yourself for games.
That's good. That's a good, mature answer from all four of you. Coach, I think that practices are working out a little bit.
Yeah, very clearly we're doing something right, so that's good.
Yes, sir. Before we go to break, y'all can get back in that pizza and wings. What was it about softball that made you all fall in love with it in the first place? And Coach, feel free to answer.
For me, it was almost by accident. I was trying to get out of a certain teaching job and was going to just take another teaching job. And at that time, I had barely even seen softball. And, at the time, I was like, well, I didn't do anything for a year. It's probably close to baseball. And then while there are some, it's not. I've never looked back. Like I said, that was 2012, so we're on season 14 now, and I couldn't imagine doing something different. This is just the sport itself is wonderful. Being around the girls is wonderful, and it's just it's something that runs my life, especially for about 3 or 4 months out of the year. But I wouldn't have any other way. It's something that's it's a wonderful sports experience for sure.
Yeah, when I was little, I did softball and dance. And then I stopped doing dance and chose softball. But like you said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I'm so glad that I decided to stick with softball and not doing anything else. Because, yeah, it's very time consuming. And I feel like I can't do anything else for softball. But it's fun. And I love it. And I wouldn't change it for anything.
Oh yeah, I love it, but it
it's
takes
great.
over my life. For me, I think personally, like growing up, I didn't understand like how important softball was to me until I hit that certain age where I realized it was something I wanted to continue and something I wanted to play in college. And like also just like growing up and looking back on past relationships, like softball has given me some of my most bestest friends ever, and I would never ever trade anything for any of those relationships I've made.
For me, it's like the game's like, there's always something that you can get better at. Like, I've been going to lessons since I was 5 years old, and there's still something to improve on every day and something you can work on. And then, like the friendships, like my teammates are my best friends. And,
Yeah, I also did dance when I was really little, and I chose softball over it, and sometimes it takes up literally my whole life, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's so fun, and it's brought me my best friends.
Sure, that's what it's all about, This was something I touched on a lot with actually the middle schoolers when we were doing those media days. It's so important to get out there and just do it because you love it. Do it because you love the people you're playing with. So I'm glad y'all are keeping that into high school and beyond. Y'all are free to go get those pizza. We're going into our next break. Thank you for that one. Those were some great answers, y'all. Appreciate it. Okay, while they're heading off, I got to tell you a little bit more about those businesses that we're working with. C&J Sporting Goods, of course. The venue, 6604 Northwest 38th Street. They've got guns, ammo, gear, accessories, clothing, everything you could want in the store. And, of course, it comes at a great price. And I don't need to tell you much about Pizza Hut, okay? They've got their app, their rewards program. And, of course, if you stop by with this flyer on August 6th, use it on your purchase, and 20% of that purchase, those benefits will go to the War Acres Fire Department. That's at 5565 Northwest Expressway, 405-722-2300. And we're heading to our halfway break. Thank you to everybody that has been tuning in. It's been a fun one already.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods.
Step up to the next level at Coyote Pond, home with a $20 FFL transfer. Coyote Pond at 5804 Northwest 63rd and MacArthur makes the difference in customer service with a selection of just about everything, with top dollar loans and rock bottom prices. Locally owned and operated, Coyote Pond is the destination headquarters for Bethany, Yukon, and Oklahoma City, and the home of the $20 FFL transfers. Call 405-470-7999 or go to coyotepond.com. That's 405-470-7999 and coyotepond.com.
Apple Tree Antique Gallery sets in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway and is the home of the Gotta Have It, with over 70 vendors and spacious shopping. Always celebrating the third weekend of the month with special Apple Tree Antique Gallery is locally owned and operated with the hometown Bethany flavor and tradition. Call 495-0602 and check out the Gotta Have It Apple Tree Antique Gallery.
A brand new business has blown onto Northwest 23rd Street, and its name is Twister's Coffee Company. Proudly serving coffee, espresso, smoothies, and more to the Bethany area, Twister's is locally owned and open daily from 5:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Twister's can be found at 7924 Northwest 23rd Street, so run like the wind and pick up a coffee from Twister's today. Retro Rebel Boutique and Events is the premier name in women's clothing. You are sure to find something you'll love in their wide selection of women's, children's, and baby clothes while browsing the store located at 1010 Garth Brooks Boulevard in Yukon, Suite 110. Go to their website, weareretrorebel.square.site, or call them at 405-492-1727. And with their ad in America's Neighborhood Values, you can find a coupon for 20% off any item. Retro Rebel Boutique and Events in Yukon, 1010 Garth Brooks Boulevard.
Polished is total grooming at 836 Garth Brooks in Yukon with 28 years combined experience, including airbrush design, nail caps on dogs and cats, as well as the Bribe Bar and pet photography. It's a dog and cat day out at Polish, and ask about the month's membership that includes a free weekly bathing and 50% off pet grooming. Go to polishgrooming.com or call 405-494-8409. Keep your fur baby happy with expert affordable pet grooming at Polish in Yukon.
Your home and your car are more than just things. They're where you make your memories, and they deserve the right protection. At Blake Nightingale State Farm Insurance, well, he gets it, and that's why he's there. For your home, life insurance, car, and more, call Blake Nightingale 405-728-1313. Blake Nightingale State Farm Insurance, 7304 Northwest Expressway. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. State Farm Insurance.
There's only one name the Mustang and Yukon areas turn to for their dental needs: Mustang North Dental. Located at 1709 South Mustang Road in Suite A, Mustang Dental is conveniently located to serve the Mustang and Yukon areas. Their services include Invisalign, sedation dentistry, implants and extractions, root canals, whitening, emergency and preventative care, and so much more. Go see their friendly staff at 1709 South Mustang Road or call them at 405-862-7007. That's Mustang North Dental at 405-862-7007. At Forgotten Finds, they're all about finding treasures for all. They're located at 7457 Northwest 23rd Street, and you can call them at 405-914-6388. They have free popcorn on Tuesdays, free donuts on Saturdays, and on Thursdays they run a $10 fill-a-bag with clothes special. There's a free bin in front of the store, and if you spend $20 or more, you'll get 10% off your entire order. Find them online at ForgottenFindsShop.com, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And remember, make thrifting great again at Forgotten Finds.
That's fine. We got it back up this year.
I did. But you need
Friday. First game's on Saturday. That's that night, so to make sure that I got season tickets, we're gonna make sure they feel that game.
I'm gonna try to go out now.
Yeah, I used to have that with my tickets. Mine. And then
I'm sure you
we only have two. So it's like either me and all the skills, or me and the skills. My wife's one, you know, occasionally,
Not all kids around.
you know, and me and my younger one who was Alabama game.
Sounds like a lot of fun, especially in that environment.
They're good. Probably see that. So it's 5 to 7.
Like I look at it, like I don't post. I don't post like as much anymore, but I posted the end of my.
Alright, y'all about ready?
Alyssa, do you want something? And wings.
You're what? On camera?
Yeah, no. I felt like
Okay, folks, we are coming back here for segment number 3. Hope everyone that's tuning in is enjoying this show so far. Ladies, Coach, how are y'all enjoying it so far? Has it been worth your time?
Oh, definitely. We really enjoy getting to talk about Bethany softball and making sure that everybody finds out a little bit more about us. One of the big things we want to make sure is hey, we get more people out this year for sure. Attendance sometimes we kind of get lost back there in the back of the complex a little bit sometimes. And, we want to make sure that we get some people out and support the girls because they definitely deserve it.
Yeah, and your complex is not on your campus. It's a little bit of a drive.
No, you know, and we're kind of back there behind the football field, and so you know, if we can make it out from the football field, we can make it out to the softball field as well. So we're definitely looking forward to having people out and seeing these girls compete this year.
Absolutely, and everybody watching should come out because we'll have some great games this year. That leads me into actually my next question. I might have asked you guys this in an earlier interview, but is there a game or a tournament you are all looking forward to specifically?
The Bethany tournament that we host is always really fun.
I'm looking forward to state if we can make it through this year. I'm really having high hopes for that. I feel like we have enough talent and definitely push ourselves to get there.
Yeah, I'm excited for regionals because we will be hosting this year. We're not going to
that was the goal, right? It was host regional. Yes. One of those stuff. I like it. I do remember now. I think I asked you that first day. And I said I repeat questions. It happens. Let's look at my big old list here, see what we got. Okay. So I asked you about the pressure of competing and playing at this level, but what strategies, if any, do you guys employ to take care of the off-the-field stuff as well as on the field? How do you juggle the academic and the athletic careers right now?
I talk to my teachers a lot, and I just tell them what's going on, and I tell them before I miss school, and hopefully they give me work I can work on outside of school.
Yeah, communication is key with the teachers. And then homework on the buses. I think last year I did a bunch of homework on the way home from Woodward and That's all I did.
Because with us being seniors, most of our work's online, so we can do most of it on our drives and stuff.
I only have one class.
Yeah, same.
One class?
Yeah.
I think that's one thing too, for them is making sure they take care of their stuff academically. That's one thing that you have to make sure the freshmen know about as well. That's one of the things that like leadership, stuff off the field, and making sure that they understand because it goes from 13 or 14 games in a junior high season to almost 40 in a high school season. So there's a lot more time spent on that bus. And there's a lot more time, at practice every day or at a tournament. So you do have to learn how to manage your time a lot more efficiently than you did in junior high. So I think that's something they do well. I think that's something younger ones can see them do well as well.
Yeah, and mentioning that the long bus drives, the 4 games in the season, it is kind of a change. It's a little bit of a jump. So how do you guys stay focused now over that long of a season? We talked about your tricks for maintaining and juggling both, but how do you stay focused, trying to make good grades, I hope?
I guess they're gonna have to figure it out first.
Yeah, I guess so.
We did finish. I think it was top 5 in Class 4A last year, academic-wise, team GPA. So they've done a really good job with it. Not sure what this year will bring yet. Maybe not as good, or what we deserve, but they've shown in the past they can that they take care of themselves academically. And I think not speaking for them, I think time management is just a big thing, and then also like staying ahead of it, like Jada said, with talking to your teachers. I have, especially in the spring, obviously by the fall, but springtime's really busy for a lot of kids, and so you have the teacher side of things. You have left and right people asking, "I'm gonna be gone, I'm gonna be gone, I'm gonna be gone." We always tell them it's their grade, it's their responsibility to take care of that. So I think the girls do a really good job with that. And if they don't, we have ways of reminding them to be better at it. So, but they do a good job.
Sprints, foul poles, the fun ones. No, it sounds honestly like all of you have a pretty inherent grip on it, right? You've got a way to manage it that you even can't put in the words, you just do, which is a great quality to have, for being completely honest. And speaking of qualities, what would you all say is the best quality for a student athlete to have to try to be successful?
Being like organized and prepared, like knowing your schedule ahead. You got to know when you're going to be gone, so you can tell your teachers.
Emma agrees.
What she said. I don't know. You hit the nail on the head right there. Is again, time management, communication, but you got to be proactive with it, right? If you're reactive, then you're going to find yourself struggling to meet deadlines, and it's all going to fall apart pretty quickly, if we're being honest. And proactivity also works its way onto the softball field a little bit. We think about knowing where you're going to go with the ball when it gets hit to you in the field. That sort of mental game is also very much present. You guys enjoy that really mental side of softball, or is that something it's in the back of your mind, but you're just in the zone at this point?
I think as a pitcher, we have to be thinking about that stuff because, like where you throw the ball, it's all situational. Your head of the count, behind the count, so batters in the box. Yeah, I think that part's definitely very important for me.
Yeah, as a pitcher, you always have to think about it because it's like every single thing you do affects the game, no matter what it is.
Captains, back in the circle.
I think one of the things you talked about a second ago was that we kind of do want it to be in the back of their head. Like we want it to be ingrained in there to the point that they already know what they're doing. Pitching might be a little different, but fielding, I don't want them to have to sit there and run through 3,000 things in their head right as the pitch is coming, and all of a sudden the ball's coming towards me. So that's something that hopefully we work on to get them prepared for. So that is just it's in the back of their mind. They already have it. They're kind of pre-programmed. So to speak, so when the ball is hit them, they know where they're going with it. So something like that.
I know for me, my first few years playing softball in high school, I definitely was a mental case, and I definitely whenever I was off, it was definitely because I was in my head about things, and just going with a clear mind and just self affirmations help a lot, and they can take you a long way.
I think talking to each other in the field, just talking to a couple of people between each pitch helps everyone be a little bit more prepared and get needs about.
Yeah, you always have to be clear mentally and just know that you can do it and have self-confidence. Because once you get down on yourself, it not only affects you, but it really affects the whole team.
Kind of going back to what Paige said about talking and stuff, it's really important, and you wouldn't really think about it being important until you get into the game, and it's I don't really know what I'm doing because nobody's talking. because like communication is really important.
Yeah, it can't be quiet out there. It can't be dead. Then you're kind of get caught flat-footed in a lot of aspects. And softball has a lot of ways around that, from the chance and the dugout to just talking in between pitches. So, y'all have any chance for prayer?
That's all you. Oh,
right
now.
No. I mean, unless you really want to.
No, Babs is really good at chance.
Yay! She's
Yeah.
so good.
No, it's good.
She is really good at it, and I get drumsticks and I bring them. We have a lot of fun in the dugout sometimes.
If you don't have fun, then
Yeah, there's
If you don't lose your voice, are you really cheering?
I like that. That's a great mindset. If you ever need another pair of drumsticks, let me know.
I remember
say we break up like all that.
Okay, well then maybe not. No, I'm glad that y'all are always enjoying it so much. Y'all really do seem to be understanding and have it figured out about how you want to approach these games. Before we go to our last break of the show, I wanted to ask you guys to talk about being with each other, talking to each other in between plays, in between pitches. When it comes to that camaraderie, that teamwork off the field, how important, and you have an example if you would like to give one, of teammates sticking up for one another.
I thought it would make it.
Yeah, I can't.
No, again, if y'all don't have one, that's you can say that's fine. It's a little bit more personal.
I think it's important having each other's backs off the field. If you don't, then you can't trust each other on the field either. I feel like the more that I trust them as a friend and as a person, the more I trust them behind me in the field.
I mean, it's just the little things too. I know there was definitely some times where I was a freshman and it just kind of felt like we were invisible. People just walk by the hallway, and just like simple things like saying hi when you see them and stuff like that. Like, it can really make their day.
Smile goes a long way, right? All right, y'all, we've come up to our last break of the show. We just got one more segment after this. Y'all have been great so far. Thank you once again for coming and doing this. Hope y'all are enjoying it as much as I am. All right, folks, we've got one more break on our show. We've got about 10 minutes left till this is over. We're at C&J Sporting Goods, 6604 Northwest 38th Street. Come by and visit for this final segment. And if you can't stop by, you can call them at 405-789-8102. Or you can go to their Facebook page, C&J Sporting Goods, or head to the website, cnjsportinggoods.com. And, of course, Pizza Hut supplied the food. 5565 Northwest Expressway, 405-722-2300 is the phone number. If ordering online at pizzahut.com or the Pizza Hut app, go to your cart and enter code HUTGIVES in the coupon field. A 1-cent discount will indicate your ticket is accounted for. Big thank you to Pizza Hut, and again, they're doing fundraisers all the time. They do fundraisers for teams like softball, where you can get, say, 20% off, and of course the 20% benefits going to the fire department on the 6th. Great place, great business. Big thank you to Pizza Hut. We'll be back shortly with our final segment of our first Coaches Show.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods.
Step up to the next level at Coyote Pond, home of the $20 FFL transfer. Coyote Pond at 5804 Northwest 63rd and MacArthur makes the difference in customer service with a selection of just about everything, with top dollar loans and rock bottom prices. Locally owned and operated, Coyote Pond is the destination headquarters for Bethany, Yukon, and Oklahoma City, and the home of the $20 FFL transfers. Call 405-470-7999 or go to coyotepond.com. That's 405-470-7999 and coyotepond.com.
Apple Tree Antique Gallery sits in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway and is the home of the Gotta Have It. With over 70 vendors and spacious shopping, always celebrating the third weekend of the month with special. Apple Tree Antique Gallery is locally owned and operated with the hometown Bethany flavor and tradition. Call 495-0602 and check out the Gotta Have It Apple Tree Antique Gallery.
Mustang Drug is your locally owned community pharmacy dedicated to serving Mustang. Mustang Drug is at 103 East State Highway 152, and they offer drive-through, in-store pickup, and delivery services to make sure your medication gets in your hands. Look for their ad in America's Neighborhood Values to get 20% off any over-the-counter item or supplement, yes, even the high-end ones. That's Mustang Drug at 103 East State Highway 152. Call them at 405-256-0555.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
Do I have great news for you? Platinum Eye Care in Oklahoma City is now welcoming new patients. Located at 7101 Northwest Expressway, Unit 130, Platinum Eye Care specializes in glasses, contacts, red eyes, glaucoma, diabetes, dry eyes, even LASIK and cataract consultation. Go see Peyton Isbell and Cameron Sykes over at Platinum Eye Care at 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call them at 405-721-7450 or go on their website, pecokc.com. When the gold standard isn't enough, you deserve Platinum Eye Care. When it comes to finding you the right pair of shoes, no one does it quite like Daniel's Shoes. Locally owned and operated, Daniel's Shoes offers the finest selection and service that is trained to find the perfect fit for you. Wide, narrow, extra wide, whatever you need, Daniel's Shoes uses the best methods in the business to make sure you are satisfied. Find Daniel's Shoes at 7929 North MacArthur Boulevard and call them at 405-722-5845. That's Daniel's Shoes at 7929 North MacArthur Boulevard.
Individually my coworkers, so I can see if I can take over.
Never been over at one. I just, for me, I was trying to probably done something to cross the stuff out when I, talked about it or something.
That's a great picture. Yeah, look at it. That is a good picture. It's tough.
Yeah, no, seriously.
That's also right.
Okay, maybe Taylor was. She's working at double. She can give me one. Hey, that's not a
Okay,
I need all the shit I can give them.
They probably did. I just
Sorry,
told
my singing title was just.
Yeah, so say exactly what's on your mind. Yeah. Alright. We're back for our final segment. Ladies, this will be a short one. Y'all have been great today. I'll get you out of here in a good time. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about before we end this thing off is the Bethany public school system itself. What does it mean to y'all get to play for Bethany and coach to get to coach here?
For me, like, 5 years ago, I guess, we were able to get our son, our oldest, enrolled in Bethany as a pre-K kid because we saw the type of school system that it was, and he has succeeded a lot here, and so since then I've been trying to find my way down here as well, and was able to. And it's a tight-knit community. It's a community that cares about each other. It's a community that cares, academically and athletically, and just the support you get from everywhere, from all sides of it, is really impressive. And it's just somewhere that you can, I think, you kind of set up roots and be a big part of. So that's what we're excited to be about as a family ourselves, and now excited to be a part of it as well on the school side.
For me, it's like all the teachers are really supportive. Like our Spanish teacher comes to every game, and she's for all of us combined.
Senior Hawk.
She's our biggest supporter. And then like the teachers, like they all like know my mom. Like it's very like they come to our games. They coached our moms.
Oh yeah, both of our moms played Bethany.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Way back. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
The 1900s.
Back when the dinosaurs roamed.
I feel like, I don't know, for me, just because I've gone to Bethany my whole life, it's weird now that we're finally like seniors and like the support we've gotten just being with the same group ever since we were younger. It's just weird.
I didn't go to Bethany my entire life. I came in middle school. But like it's definitely like I was welcomed when I came. It wasn't and it was way smaller than the school I was at. So, but it's like better, I guess. Good to be in Bethany. So
Yeah, I've gone to Bethany my whole life, and all the teachers I've had, they still like remember me, I guess. And it's really fun to like see them around the halls, and they just come up to you and check how, like, see how you've been, and it's nice to know.
Most of them think that I'm her.
Yeah. Me and Paige actually do call each other all the time. Our whole lives.
So you guys would say that small school family aspect is probably what sets Bethany apart from all the other school districts, right? And speaking to the softball team specifically, what would you say it is about Bethany softball that sets you guys apart from some of the other teams around? If it's not just the same thing, which is very well.
I mean, yeah, we've been playing with the same group of people since we were in 6th grade. And lots of us play travel ball together. Like, we've all kind of just been playing together for forever.
You know, I think that something that these girls have done along with their teammates is has raised the profile of Bethany softball in the last couple of years, and last year winning playoff games for the first time in about a decade, and then they talked about the goals that they have for this year. I don't think those are goals that they necessarily had in the program going back, however long, and so the fact that these girls, along with their teammates, have been able to do that and raise that profile shows, their talent and then their want for, to leave things better than they found it. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
All right, well, y'all, here's some more playoff wins. Let's go get them this season. Thank y'all for coming out and doing this coaches show. It was a lot of fun. I think we got to call it a coaches and player show from now on. I don't think it's working with just the one anymore. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Again, thank you so much for coming out. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody that watched on the Facebook or listened online. We very much appreciate y'all. Come out and support Bethany softball. Go to those games. I promise you, you won't regret it. But for now, we're signing off here. Thank you one more time. Have a great rest of y'all night.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls.
Did we do good?
It got better.
Yeah.
It started off a little, I was worried.
Oh, you should have seen Emma Geisler. He said, introduce yourself. Say your name, your grade, your position. She goes, you don't know your name, your
The
grade.
person that literally cheers to a crowd.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't that. No, he was just recording like this. Oh, no. If that one
At
was.
the school for media day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for media day.
Oh, I was talking about when he was.
No, at the indoor. At
Indoor.
the practice where we had to run sleds.
That was the day
Yeah,
that
I
you
don't. It was the Monday.
Yeah,
Was it
the
the Friday?
Friday.
It was the Friday after our first.
Oh, I left the beach.
Anyway,
So yeah,
did
Emma
you miss it?
She's like, I don't know what my name is. What's my name?
Remember Godson? 26.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I'm
Nobody-
26.
I didn't know that.